Am I leaking? I might need to pump. Hi everyone, on today's agenda, we're going to be talking about newborn essentials. My baby Sophia is 8 weeks old now, and these are essentials that have helped me in caring for my newborn. Sophia! Quick hello. Hi baby, say hi.
That smile.
We're going to start with the Frida Baby Nose Frida Snot Sucker. It looks like this. I first received this as a gift at a baby shower, and I looked at this and I said, there's no way I'm sucking snot out of a baby's nose. It sounds super gross. Lo and behold, 2 days after my baby came home from the hospital, she was so congested. So I whipped out this snot sucker and it has been a lifesaver. The nurse said that congestion in newborns is common because of the amniotic fluid that was in the lungs. I had no idea that that was ever a thing. But thankfully, my friend had bought me this snot sucker, so I had no choice. My baby just seemed so uncomfortable, like she had a hard time breathing. At this point, I use this about every other day. It's the only thing that keeps her nasal passages clear and helps her sleep better at night. And believe me, when a baby sleeps better at night, that means you sleep better at night. And the good thing about the snot sucker is that once you pull the mucus and the boogers out, you can blow it out into a paper towel and you can separate the tube and wash it under some warm, sudsy water, and it's clean. You can hang it to dry and it's clean for the next use. And I find that it's much easier to clean than the bulb syringe. One other item that goes along with the Frida Baby Snot Sucker is saline drops. These wet the nose passages so that when you do suck out the snot, it's much easier. It comes out much quicker. So I use this in tandem with the snot sucker. Next up on the must-have list is the Aquaphor Advanced Therapy Healing Ointment for Diaper Rash. I didn't realize how common it was for babies to get diaper rash. My baby developed very mild diaper rash when she was a few weeks old, probably around 3 weeks old. Her bottom started to get a little red. Up until that point, I wasn't as diligent with putting it on her bottom every single day. Once I saw that she started to develop a little bit of a rash, that was all I needed as a wake-up call. So I started using this every single day after almost every diaper change. And this cleared up her diaper rash that she had. Within 48 hours, her bottom was back to normal. She has not gotten a diaper rash since. It's a lightweight ointment. It's clear. It is petroleum-like. It doesn't have a smell or an odor to it, which I really like. And it's really effective. So I highly recommend this product for your newborn. And I recommend that you use it consistently to prevent diaper rash. The next item that I have found essential is the Baby Bliss Gas Drops. Here it is. Let me tell you why this is essential. I never knew what the word colic meant until I had Sophia. Around the 3rd week or so, she started to develop a lot of tummy problems, crying hysterically for what seemed like no reason at all. There were times that I couldn't console her, feeding her, burping her, walking her around, trying to play music for her. Nothing worked to calm her down. I finally talked to a pediatrician who recommended that I try to give her gas drops to help with some of her colicky symptoms. And the doctor recommended that I give her the gas drops after every single meal up to the recommended guidelines that was on the package. So I started doing that and her crying has subsided substantially. If you do have a colicky baby or you think you have a baby with tummy issues, talk to your doctor about giving the baby gas drops to see if that might be an option to help ease your baby's pain. A portable changing pad. Why I think this is an essential. It is nice to have a changing table in a room or in a nursery. It's nice to have it, but the reality is the baby's going to be pretty close to you wherever you are in your home. I don't have a fairly big apartment. It's a 1-bedroom apartment in New York City, so getting from one room to the next is quite easy, but I still find that having this portable changing pad is just so convenient. I change my baby on my bed in the middle of the night. I change my baby on the couch during the day. So you can change her on the floor, on your dining table. Some people have changing stations set up around their home. If you're low on space like I am, I keep everything on a rolling cart and I roll it to the living room during the day. And I have all of my baby essentials there, from diapers and wipes to burp rags to the gas drops. I have it all on the cart so you don't have to move around too much with the baby. If they have a blowout, you don't want to be carrying them from one room to the next just to change them. You want to have everything right by you. Another essential is baby formula. You can use any formula you like. This formula is what we've been using. We only used it occasionally. It's the Infamil NeuroPro. My baby takes to it just fine. I don't think she's picky. I've only used this a couple of times, but let me tell you why this is essential. Even if you're breastfeeding, if you plan on exclusively breastfeeding, I say have formula on hand just in case. Around week 2 or week 3 with Sophia, she started cluster feeding where she was eating every 45 minutes to an hour, and it definitely took a toll on my nipples. I started pumping pretty immediately once my milk started coming in. So at about week 3, I probably had about 10 or 15 bags of milk stored in the fridge and in the freezer. But when she started her cluster feeding phase, my supply could not keep up with the demand. She was feeding so frequently that my nipples became raw. I started giving a couple of feeds over to my husband, and he was using some of the expressed milk that I had stored in the fridge, and that supply ran out really quickly. And we were getting dangerously low on our backup milk supply, and I was not feeling confident that I could keep up with her demand with breastfeeding and the cluster feeding that she was going through. So I urged my husband to go to the store and pick up a pack of formula because I'd rather have it on hand just in case she needed it. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. There was actually an article a couple of weeks ago about a woman, I think it was in Utah, who called 911 in the middle of the night because she wasn't producing enough milk for her baby, and her baby was screaming. She had kids and she had no one to go to the store and buy formula for her. So I stick by this. I say, even if you plan on exclusively breastfeeding, there is no shame in the game with just having formula on hand just in case. Next on my list, the Dreamland Baby Sleep Sack. It may not be an essential for everyone, but it was an essential for me, and I'll tell you why. My baby did not like to sleep through the night. A friend of mine recommended the Dreamland Baby Sleep Sack, and so I was desperate enough. I said, okay, I'm gonna buy it. What do I have to lose? It's about $79, but at that point I was just willing to try and buy anything. So I purchased it, I put her in it. It comes with a detachable swaddle element, but my baby does not like to be swaddled. She does not like her hands or her arms restrained in any way. So we left her arms out so she can have free reign. The first night that we put her in the sleep sack, she slept for 10 hours. She woke up once at about the 6-hour mark for a feeding and a change. She was up for about 30 minutes, then went right back down and slept for like another 4 hours. It was game changing. She sleeps so much better in this, and we sleep so much better when she wears this, that I had to add this to my essentials list. Another sleep aid that has helped has been the Baby Shusher. At about 6 weeks, I started putting on this white noise for her, and she started getting better with falling asleep to it. I had tried this earlier on at about the 1 to 2 week mark, but she really wasn't having it. Unless she was sleeping on us, nothing was really helping put her to sleep. But at about 6 weeks, things started to change, and she started to fall asleep easier with white noise like a shusher. This Baby Shusher, really affordable. It says the Sleep Miracle. It's pretty loud. And it's definitely a sleep aid. I will call it an essential. But here's a trick. If you have an Amazon Prime account, you can log into Amazon Music. There is a Baby Shusher soundtrack. It's the Shush Baby by Brian Gower. It's a free soundtrack. You can control the audio levels on your phone, and you can just leave it playing on your phone. It may not help immediately depending on how new your baby is, but it definitely has helped with my baby sleeping. Another newborn essential was the dock-a-tot. Dock-a-tot. Okay, Sophia did not like to sleep in her bassinet. Every time we put her down in it, she would start to scream. She insisted on being held all the time, 24/7. We were sleeping with her on our chest, which is not advised at all. We knew it was not advised. We were taking extra precaution. But after a couple of times of doing that, we needed to find another way to get her to sleep. So I purchased the dock-a-tot as a co-sleeper. And when we first put her in it, she slept for 2 hours straight. Now, it might not seem like much, but when you weren't getting any sleep, 2 hours seems like a godsend. And as time went on, she started sleeping even longer stretches. Sometimes we get 3 or 4 hours in a single stretch. The dock-a-tot has been a lifesaver for us. and it's definitely on the essentials list. Another item is the kimono tops. I'll tell you why I like these tops. Everybody has onesies, and onesies are nice. However, one of the things about onesies is that you have to pull them up over your baby's body. And when they're fussy or in the middle of the night, you want to disturb your child as little as possible. And I find that these kimono tops have been very convenient because they're just a couple of snaps. They open all the way up like this. So you just lay it flat, you lay your baby over it, put their arms through it, and then it's just one snap on the inside and then like 2 snaps on the outside, and that's it, the baby's in. This is great to just wear with a pamper around the house. That way I have complete access to her pamper. I don't have to like take off any clothes or unsnap any buttons on her bottom. When they're infants like that, you want super easy as possible. So this is a must-have. Another clothing item that I highly recommend are pajamas. There's 2 sets of pajamas that I find incredibly useful. The zip-up footed pajamas. This one is from Cloud Island. You can fold it over to cover your baby's hands. I personally love this because, again, you can lay this out on the bed or wherever you're changing the baby, have it completely open, put your baby in, put the legs in, the arms in, and zip it up. In addition, one thing that I really love is the footless pajamas. Again, I'm all about like disturbing your baby as little as possible, especially when they're sleeping and need diaper changes. This one is from Touched by Nature. One thing I don't like about the onesies is that you have to pull the onesie down over the body, then pull the whole onesie up over the body. And sometimes it can be tight and it's hard to get the arms in because the onesies are more fitted. So pajamas like these, the kimono tops, the footed pajamas, these are all like really easy items to get your baby in and out of. So those are my recommendations. Thank you so much for watching The Mom Agenda. If you feel like I've left anything off of this list, please comment in the comment section below. And if you found this video informative, hit the like and subscribe button. And remember, when you're a mom, there's always an agenda.